Da na 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 na. Well, Gaia, blogosphere, Malloy Collective. Hello. I figure it's about time. It's been a while. I know you're all just aching to see me in the flesh and see me really in action, and I figured, well, why disappoint my public? Here I am. How are you? I'm pleased to meet you. Well, let's say I've already met you, but you haven't met me yet, have you? My name is Ed Usury, also known as Archmind. I am the blogger at powersandmorrison.com who's been talking about, a variety of subjects in politics and culture for the last year or so. Personally, I had a sense that people liked my blog and wanted to see more of me, to find out who I was and what kinds of things I like to do, and was this person that they were reading about really authentic? And so that's really the purpose of this specific video, is to authenticate your conjecture. I know there are a lot of things that you're speculating on. I don't know precisely. I do know people who read my blog, they don't give me that much feedback. Most of them are family and close friends. But I'd say just from watching the infoscape, I get the sense that there's something unusual about me that draws people to my blog. Precisely what that is, I cannot say precisely. But I spent some time thinking about it, maybe a little too much time. And I thought I'd go ahead and just share some of my authentic self with you, so that you can get a better idea of who I am. As they say, you don't really exist until you're on YouTube. And while imagination is certainly more important than knowledge, it doesn't hurt to have knowledge. Okay. I'm a 43-year-old man. I don't have my birth certificate with me, but as you can see, I'm older than the average med student. I'm indeed at Harvard Medical School. Here is my jacket that I got with the Asclepian Club. Hope you can read that. I'm indeed a Mensa. Here's my Mensa membership card. I did indeed work for 5 years at Ford Motor Company. I lived in Metro Detroit. Here is my 5-year pin for Ford. Here is my commemorative, I guess you might say, plaque. I also worked on the space shuttle. Here's a photograph of my group. This is ground support engineering. This is at Rockwell and Downey. There's me right there. See if I'll give you get as close as I can. I worked there from 1989 through 1991. I'm indeed a scuba diver. This is my PADI certification, or you might say this is not my card, but my official certificate. And here is one of my fins. It's an old fin. I've been packaged out about 15 years now, so it's still quite a good brand. And it was a top fin when I actually bought it. Here are my rails. I love to ski. I don't do it very much these days, though I plan on getting back out. I'm not in the shape I'd like to be in. But I picked these up. These are quite old also, but I got a good set. Got a nice set of Rossi's. People were complimenting me on them. I've heard that things went to curve skis, but I heard they're going back to straight skis too. So but they're in great shape because I keep my stuff and take good care of it. And I expect I'll be back on the slopes before too long. Let's see, what else would you want to know about Archmind? I am indeed a die-hard Raider fan from way back. Here's Pete Banaszak's autograph when I got in my hometown of Walnut Creek, California. Still something left of it. It's still in pretty decent shape. I recently put it in plastic because I want to keep it for the ages. Here is the program to Abby Hoffman's wake that I kept. I was there in 1989, just before I graduated from UCLA. Quite an event. Quite an event. I'd love to meet somebody else who was there and talk about it with them. Good old Abby. You might say I like to try to exemplify the spirit of Abby Hoffman in my activism. You got to enjoy it, and you got to have a vision, because it's not easy, and you don't get paid anything to do it. Okay, here is one of my favorite movies, Repo Man. I was one of the first people to see it. I saw it in the theaters. I saw it at the Rialto on Lake Avenue in Pasadena back around 1984 or so. And here is my Bobby DVD. Here's my Repo Man tape again. These are actually the same movie, believe it or not. I'll actually demonstrate that to you one of these days. No, actually, they have very similar styles, very similar ways of telling the story, very similar elements. That's the way to put it. I am one of the first Star Trek fans. This is my copy of the Star Trek Concordance. It's the first edition. Had it a long, long time. And I'm one of the first Star Wars fans. This is one of the first Star Wars collectibles that was put out. I got this for my, I think it was my 11th birthday in 1970, no, 14th birthday in 1978. I'm a longtime subscriber to the magazine Black Masks. I picked it up when I was in Detroit. I went to one of the theater conferences that was there. I think it was at Wayne State at the time. And I picked up a copy that they were free copies they were giving out, and I subscribed. Here's my beloved telescope. It's my Sweet 16 present, believe it or not. I'm looking over here at the I don't know what you call it, the little screen instead of the camera. So I did a lot of rehearsal. Well, I did some rehearsal, but I didn't want to make this too slick. I could write about and talk about so many different things at this time. I figured it best to be just as spontaneous as I could. All right. Oh dear. I bought Beloved. Yeah, I've been watching it, still trying to figure it out. I understand a lot of it, but I want to really be able to ingest it all before I spew it out in my blog. Here's my Nikki Giovanni autograph. I met Nikki once upon a time. It was in 1990 at Cal State Fullerton. Thank you, Nikki. Here's my Tony Brown book that I bought and haven't read yet. I met him in '95. Oh, that's Miss Universe when she was at Harvard Med. I got her autograph. Oh, look at this! And here's Ben Carson's autograph. I saw him at the Hinton Wright Society in the Mech one year. His uncle helped inspire me to go to medical school. Here's my Marla Gibbs autograph. Yeah, I was at Marla's Memory Lane sometime around in the late 80s or early 90s as I was getting a good taking in the city, you might say. Here's my issue of Wired, Change is Good, the 1998 one, the one that I used to inspire the Malloy Collective to galvanize last year during the election season. And here's my issue of Vibe. Thanks, Quincy. Great issue. Great issue. I cherish it. Looking forward to meeting you sometime. Soon, I hope. And here's my R2-D2. It's that I was given when I left my research position at Mass General Hospital. Believe it or not, yes, I actually like classical music. This is my Mozart collection. It's fantastic. I highly recommend it. Amazing. Awesome. Oh, I am a Christian. Take a look at this. Oh, here's a Bible, a real Bible, and it actually gets read too. And yes, cosmology is one of my favorite subjects, and this is an encyclopedia of cosmology I bought years ago. And this is one of my favorite books. I bought this in the early 80s. It's called Space, Time, and Beyond by Fred Alan Wolf. I highly recommend it to anybody who really wants to get a good look at what the physicists like to talk about. Here's my film art textbook. I did indeed take a film class around 10 or 11 years ago. And is there anything else to show you?